Welcome to The Curve Weekly, the podcast that keeps you up to date with all of the money, business, and stock market tea.
Brought to you by the Curve's research team. It's the latest insights on what's happening in the stock market, companies, other money-related news so that you can stay educated and ahead of the curve.
You can thank us later for sounding smarter than those finance bros at your next dinner party.
Hey, do you like my sock situation?
Your pink shoes.
Yeah.
I actually bought some green sneakers.
Did you?
Yeah.
Fun. What colour green?
Lime green.
Really?
Brat summer green.
Oh.
Oh my God, I'm such a boomer.
It's not even what you said, it's how you said it.
I know.
Brat Summer, like real keen. Oh, funny.
I'm such a loser.
It's so interesting how
I
you
just
start
really felt
noticing
like my mum then.
how behind you are. Like it would have been
What do you mean?
Well, I remember about 3 or 4 months ago seeing someone put the apple's rotten, right, the little video.
Yeah.
And I watched it with no context as to what it was.
Yeah.
And thought, good on you posting a dance video on socials.
Next minute.
But I
So I was like trying to get coordinated.
I actually did try to learn it. I was dancing naked in the bathroom, like with it on.
Any dance
this
on
is
TikTok
6 months
is
later.
so hard. And people make it look so easy. I'm like, how much practicing did you do?
Last night, you know that video which everyone will have seen, which is the TikTok of like teenagers in 2003 versus teenagers in whenever, or 2023 versus 2003. And it's these hot, lean girls dancing like total sex
Like
bombs.
twerking
And then,
almost, yeah.
and then it's these two girls with remember those skinny scarves that were really thin? And they had like the coloured, honestly, I was just watching it thinking, and it's me and my sister.
I've
in
seen
the
one of those
room.
to my sister, and it's like me and her used to do Sound of Music musicals for our parents, and here these girls dancing to like Brat on like TikTok.
Did you laugh at the meme I sent you yesterday, the sister one?
Oh, yes, yeah.
At my funeral, sit me up. I want to see if my sister's got my clothes on.
So true.
It's so funny how that's the one thing that most sisters fight about. Actually, we do have a episode coming out this Wednesday on fashion, which was a really fun episode to record. And as a result, I mean, this is going to make no sense because people will be listening to this before that episode comes out. But off the back of that, I took inspiration from what you said about letting go of things and
Nice.
giving them a new home. And I got my sister around and I gave her an entire suitcase of clothes.
Did you make her pay for it?
Nah. Should I have?
Girl.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't really know how to approach that. I gave her about 10 pants, 10
I was
tops.
just like, do you want this? Okay, if you want it, I'll take it to like a recycle place and get paid for
But I
it.
just can't be bothered taking it to her. And she knows that.
Oh.
So maybe I just say, could you donate some money? Because there were like Win Hamlin pants, like Francesca Pecorino, all sorts of like quite Beckham Bridge tops.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, should I have done that? Shit, is it too late? Oh,
It's
no.
fine. If you're gifting it to someone, I think that's like
I
you
should have
can't
been
then
more clear.
But if they, like I would do that at home, for example, and sorry, I'm a bit sick, so sorry if I sound a bit nasally. I would gather up all my clothes, put them in a rubbish bag, and my sister's like, are you going to recycle boutique? And I'm like, yes. She's like, can I have a look? I'm like, well, whatever you take, you have to pay me because otherwise I can get money for it. Me and my sister are so... Even my mum's like, what are you throwing out? I'm like, nope. Unless you want to buy it off me. I'm just such a hustler.
No, the thing is, okay. I mean, wait till our episode this week that comes out on fashion and investing in clothes because I do think it's really made me think about it a lot. Obviously, I didn't have a very positive impact as I just gave away many clothes. And
At least you're not throwing it out. That's the worst.
No, well, it's just they've been sitting there. They don't fit me anymore. They're too small. And I thought, I'm really sick of this taking up space in my wardrobe.
But anyway, there's actually a big trend in the secondhand and like peer-to-peer marketplace. Like there's been Shine, I never know how to say it. They've brought out like a platform where you can trade clothes with each other pretty much. Zara's done it, H&M's done it, Lego is now doing it, the toy company.
Cool.
And even IKEA's just launched.
Well, it's clever because people sell them anyway. It's just taking the control back in house, isn't it? Because if you go into any online platforms, whether it be Gumtree, Trade Me, blah, 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 if you type in IKEA or Lego, there will be hundreds and thousands of people selling secondhand. So it does make sense. But I don't understand from a economical standpoint for the businesses. Is it more just a look good PR kind of?
Yeah, there's a lot of celebrities now like Bella Hadid, Sarah Jessica Parker, Rihanna that are all doing the like whole thrift shopping stuff. I think the word thrift needs to go.
I think it's
because it's not very like glamorous or empowering.
I like vintage shopping.
Yeah. I was like, who the fuck just spent money at Starbucks on my card?
We sent our darling producer to Vic just goes to me with her hand over her mouth. Do you feel like you need a coffee? Before we started recording. And then we were like, Emily, please, can you go get us?
I think now I've got used to us sitting down. Emily's like, do you guys want coffee? I'm like, oh, yes, please.
I know.
She's the best.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so AI. Whoa, has there been lots going on?
And I can't laugh. I can't actually.
Why?
Because you just sounded 105.
I know, but I like normal. Like,
whoa, whoa, wee, wow.
Oh wow, whoa, wee, wow.
No, what has been going on? Tell me.
So Nvidia, the AI darling stock, the stock that has done fantastically well. It's up about 150% this year.
And this is kind of the poster child of AI stocks. So there's heaps of them. If you would go and invest in an AI ETF, Nvidia would 100% be in there.
Yeah. But if you were like, look, I can only invest in one, what's the one company that'll benefit the most? Probably Nvidia. But that's why
it's almost the Tesla of electric cars 10 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, its share price fell about 10% during the week and it lost $280 billion from its market cap. So remember, market cap is the size of the company. And when the share price goes up and down, that increases or decreases the value of the whole company. And so a 10% fall in the share price led to a $280 billion loss in terms of the size of the company, which
in
is
terms of the value. But it's not, it's all on paper, right? So it's not as though everyone there's all of a sudden lost 280 billion. It's
no, but everyone's lost 10% of their value of their holding or their portfolio. Yeah, so it was the biggest loss of a stock in US history. So ever. 280 billion in one day.
Oh, so because it's 10%, because I was about to say
10% of a big number.
Right.
Yeah. 10% of a small number or even 50% of a small number is not yet.
I can't believe that. That's huge.
And like you were saying with the AI ETF, so all the companies in the AI ETF as well fell. And it was all around the fact that the Department of Justice in the US had almost, it's what we call subpoenaed, but had given an inquiry into Nvidia to be like, hang on, we think you're being unfair and anti-competitive. And so people were kind of freaking out going, oh God, what does this mean for the whole AI space?
But when you say that, is that an example of using Amazon as the online shopping?
Yep.
They're a conglomerate that's taking over.
Yep.
So it means small companies can't succeed.
Yeah, and they're being unfair to the smaller guys. And the DOJ and like the antitrust regulations and laws and stuff are there to protect the small fish, really. So it's also just the fact that there has been so much hype around AI and Nvidia, the fact that it's done 150% this year in 8 months, it's like people are getting nervous that what we now expect from these companies in terms of growth is not going to actually happen because people are like, there's just so much growth that's needed, which means so much demand from people using AI to effectively reach those growth expectations. Does that make sense?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Maybe could you say it in a different way?
If people are expecting massive things from these companies, then there has to be the demand from like customers, for example, to almost fulfill that demand. And they're just getting a bit nervous that investors are kind of getting ahead of themselves and thinking this is going to be like absolutely revolutionary, you know, which it will be, I think. But it does scare me when companies do so well and there is so much hype around that.
Is it more the idea that, yes, they will change and revolutionize the way we work and live,
AI,
but everyday people like you and me are not adopting it as quickly as was maybe originally thought, and therefore the demand isn't as strong as they thought. Like, it's not to say that
the fear is that like because these share prices have moved so massively and so quickly, you need the earnings growth to keep pace with that share price movement. And so to get that earnings growth, you need revenue growth, you need customers, you need demand for AI. And so investors are just getting a bit nervous that there is going to have to be a lot of people using AI to justify the share price moves and the excitement that everyone's got in the investor world.
What do you think about this?
I mean, any company that has a share price that has done 150% in such a short space of time makes me nervous, because you need the earnings growth to fulfill those expectations that are represented in the share price. So you're buying something on future growth. You're buying shares in a company because you think it's going to be bigger and better in the future. If that bigger and betterness doesn't
Has already
come,
happened.
or isn't as bigger or as better as you thought, then the share price is going to fall. And so it's all around what expectations are. So it does make me nervous.
But what does that mean? Does that mean you wouldn't invest in it now?
No, it just means I would make sure that it's a percentage of my portfolio.
Oh my God, Emily's got coffee.
And not just everything I own.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also, so ChatGPT, which is like
Everyone knows what
Yeah.
ChatGPT is.
so
No, but surely even if they've not used it, they've heard
you
of
know,
it.
yeah. It's like synopsis with.
No, it's synonymous.
Yes, synonymous with AI.
Your face is so excited.
So OpenAI, which owns ChatGPT, is about to raise money.
How have they not done that?
Well, they've done multiple times. This is like, yeah. But anyway, they are expected to have $100 billion valuation. They have 200 million people a week using ChatGPT. But that 200 million users a week is double what it was 12 months ago. So it was 100 million 12 months ago. It's now 200 million. So it's like, it's growing bloody quickly. And anyway, so they're raising money, and Nvidia, Apple, and Microsoft are all in talks to invest in ChatGPT, or OpenAI, who owns ChatGPT.
Really?
So quite interesting. Yeah. So that's how they want to get ahead in terms of the AI space.
They all just want to join together.
Yeah. So Microsoft already owns part of it.
That's right.
Apple wants to get into it so it can put it in its iPhones, etc. Nvidia, obviously, kind of integrating vertically because it owns the semiconductor chips that go into AI. So it's like
Who owns OpenAI?
Microsoft partly, and then it's partly private.
Who is that? They must be an
Sam
absolute
Altman.
gazillionaire.
Yeah. Sam Altman. He is.
Sam Altman.
Yeah, he's founder of OpenAI. It was actually
Wow.
started out as a not-for-profit, and then it
Really?
became for-profit, and there was a big uproar about it. So yes, be quite game-changing if all three big tech companies, Microsoft, Apple, and Nvidia, all invested in it. It also scares me just like the dominance that big tech is having over AI.
You're
Like-
feeling scared in general. There's
Yeah,
a lot
just
of
like
I'm scared.
What they could see, what they can do, what they have control over. Like, yeah, it does kind of scare me a bit. But anyway, I personally think so far, net positive. There'll just be a lot more regulation in the space in terms of what companies can see and do with our data, etc.
Actually, in the world's biggest investing club, we have an AI investing expert. So if you're interested in investing in AI,
She was great.
she was amazing. The only thing is it's only founding members at the moment. We'll put a little link. Just if you want to join our newsletter, you'll find out as soon as anyone else can jump on in. It'll still be in there, as in you can still go back and watch that,
Yeah.
the AI chat.
And also, Snapchat, it's its 13th birthday this week. Woo! So 13 years ago.
13 years ago,
I
it
just
was
had my
born,
21st.
came into the world, was very fun and exciting.
Justin Bieber and Selena were still together.
Were they?
Kimmy K just married that guy Chris for 72 days.
Oh, wow. Okay, this feels like a lifetime ago.
13 years. I was 21.
I'm so surprised that.
I was 21.
Sorry, what do you want? Should we get the photo of her at 21?
Oh my God.
All right, let's get that up. Okay, she honestly looks like kind of Victoria Beckham. The hair that's like a side fringe.
Oh no, that was not 21.
Yeah, it was.
No, it wasn't.
How old were you?
20.
I think we can use it as
I was
reference.
thinking
for
me in my 21st dress, and I was like, oh yeah, let's get it up.
No.
I actually had this.
Yeah, I feel like you'd like to talk more about your 21 yourself. What else would you like to add in here?
All the collagen. But anyway, 13 years ago, Snapchat was founded, but its CEO gave an update at its 13th birthday and pretty much summed up the business is really struggling. And for a CEO to say that to the staff is not good. To say it to shareholders, not good.
How scared would you be if you were?
But also to say it this late in the piece, I'm like, yeah, We kind of realized that ages ago.
What does that mean for people who own the stock? What does it mean for people who work there? Can they close down? What does it look like?
So their shares are down about 45% this year.
Which is surely like 5,000% since they started.
Yeah, and they IPO'd in 2017, and the company was $24 billion then. It's now $17 billion, so much lower.
Well, that's not
It's
as
kind
low.
of been like a slow
17's
trickle.
actually not that bad.
Yeah, but
That's still worth a lot.
Meta. So when they both IPO'd, they were kind of considered. They both got similar business models. You know, you get ads, you get viewers, videos, all that. Social platform. Meta is now worth 1.3 trillion.
1.3 trillion versus 17.
Billion. So Meta is 88 times this.
Just having a snack.
Meta is 88 times the size of Snapchat. And do you remember back in the day when Meta went to buy Snapchat and they were like, nah, fuck you.
Oh, no.
You'd be kicking yourself. Oh, not good. But like I said, the app has 432 million daily users. So
Don't you just get bought out and die? Isn't that the point?
yeah, but that's the thing. Companies will be waiting in the sidelines for it to fall on its knees pretty much, and then they'll buy it.
Isn't it on its knees?
Yeah, probably is, to be honest.
I'm kind of just get it over and done with. Rip the Band-Aid off.
Yeah, it hasn't grown in North America. It's all its growth is coming from rest of world, which is like outside of Europe and America. So it's still growing its users, but it's just, it's dying a very slow death.
I'm trying to be really quiet.
Speaking of coffee, how much did this cost, Emily? I actually know, £13.70.
Nearly 30 New Zealand dollars.
This is because the two regions that control over half the coffee bean production in the world,
Where is that?
Brazil and Vietnam.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't realise Vietnam. I would have said Colombia or something.
Yeah, same. Interesting. But yes, they produce more than half of the world's coffee, and there's been drought and bad weather that's hit both those regions, which has led to the increase in price of lattes and coffee. So yes, we've had inflation, but we've also had supply issues leading to the increase in coffee price as well. So there's been this whole movement around, okay, how do we spread the coffee bean production? Because companies like Nespresso, Starbucks, Lavazza, they're all public companies and they're all getting hurt in terms of like the increase in cost of the coffee beans.
I am wondering, is Starbucks, I don't know why, but for some reason I have this underlying fear that people are going to cancel us for having Starbucks. Is Starbucks bad? I'm actually surprised Emily went to Starbucks. It's not really on brand for her.
When she bought in the coffees, I was like, she's like, yeah, sorry, it was Starbucks. I was like, secretly I like Starbucks. Why don't we talk more about this in the Investing Club? I think is a really good idea.
Yeah, good idea. I don't know why. When I saw you in the screen, like on camera holding your Starbucks coffee, I was like, I think people will see that and it'll not be good for our brand.
How much do you think you spend on coffee?
I don't want to know.
No, neither.
Because I actually never used to drink it, and now I'm so far down the rabbit hole. People say, do you want another coffee? And I just don't even think twice about it.
There's so many other things in my life I'd rather cut out.
Like what?
Croissants, fries, like, like coffee in the morning, to me, is just like such a nice thing to wake up to. It's like comforting. Anyway.
Let's talk about it in the Investing Club.
Yeah.
Let's talk about...
But what I was saying is that not only inflation, it's also supply issues from global warming that has led to the price of coffee going up. But I reckon I'd love to know what the tipping point would be for you for not buying a coffee. Like if it was $8, $10, $12.
That's a really good point. Well, how much I pay at the moment? About £450,
Yeah.
which is 9 New Zealand dollars.
Oh, because you get oat decaf.
Yeah. Well, I haven't been getting decaf. Even
Yeah.
just an oat flat white at some places is
Yeah.
over £4. That's 9 New Zealand dollars.
There's a place every morning that I go by my house, £2.60.
Oh,
I know. It's like a
Ooh.
no-brainer.
that's so
Amazing.
good.
Yeah.
What are you getting?
Americano.
It's basically water and a bit of grain.
Yeah.
You'd hope they're not charging more than that.
Money-saving tip. Swap to Americano.
Yeah, it actually is.
Yeah. Anyway, also, did you hear there's a reunion? We're a bit late. People will be like, yeah, we know, Vic. But there is method to my madness.
I don't know what you...
Oasis.
Oh, yes.
Reuniting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So many people I know tried to buy tickets and couldn't.
I saw a photo of someone and they were like, you're 269,000th in the queue. It was like ridiculous, honestly. I was like, you're not getting that.
What is Oasis? Is it Wonderwall?
Yeah. You're my wonder.
Oh, that is the most iconic song.
Oh.
If there's something that's going to make me cry, it'll be that song.
Yeah. God, it'll be good.
What was the point to bringing this up?
So Ticketmaster was in charge of releasing these tickets. And it was like one of the most hyped ticket sales that I've probably ever experienced. It's all of my Instagram feed. They were reuniting after 16 years of being apart. So it's quite a big deal. Like,
I also wonder what brought them back together. Were they all just thinking the cost of living is far too expensive right now?
Yeah. We
Come
need
on,
to do
let's
it. Also, I'm like, why did they break up in the first place? I want to know what, because they're brothers.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, long-standing tensions between the brothers.
Yeah.
Noel and Liam. The final straw was when an intense argument erupted before a concert in Paris,
Yes.
leading to Noel's abrupt departure. Their relationship has been marked by frequent clashes over creative direction, personal differences, and public feuds.
Because there was, people were saying their last concert, you could tell.
Okay, sorry, continue.
Anyway, so Ticketmaster, who controlled the ticket sales, remember they also did Taylor Swift's, and there was that big saga that they were overcharging Taylor Swift fans. Anyway, they've now been in hot water again with this Oasis stuff.
Oh my God, sort it out, Ticketmaster.
I know. So
Should we start a ticket company?
Yeah.
It sounds like there's a niche in the market.
Yeah,
I mean,
and I'm sure a reunion tour like Oasis would hire us to sell their tickets.
Yeah.
Because we'd do so well. Anyway, they're being investigated for what we call dynamic pricing. So that's when people go on, they're like, cool, £100 for an Oasis ticket. But then once you get to the end of the queue, it's like £400. They're like, hang on a second. So people were complaining, going, you're like price gouging us. You said it was one price, now it's another.
price gouging is so dramatic. It's like Pirates of the Caribbean. I hate that though. When you go to buy something, anything online, and it's like plus service fee, plus tax, plus this, plus that. You're like, oh goodness me.
But I honestly think this is probably the last straw for Ticketmaster, because after the whole Taylor Swift stuff, now this, they've just got a company that's just got way too big, and they're really the only company that could handle big events like this, and they know it. And so they're like, well, we can just,
But what would happen from here?
So dynamic pricing in itself has been around forever. Like airlines do it. It's like they've got cheaper prices for economy. They've got more expensive prices. And if you book a ticket closer to when the flight departs, you're going to be paying more. And so there is like this movement in pricing that companies do all the time. Uber, surge pricing is exactly what dynamic pricing is. It's like if you have an increased demand from customers at one point, then the price goes up. And so that's what Ticketmaster is saying. Well, it's like, well, there was an increase in demand for tickets, so we're going to put the price up. It's like, no, your whole business model is like you get an increase in demand at a point in time.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of arguing like,
that is
why
going to
can't
happen
we
regardless when you're selling tickets.
Totally. It's like you can't say there's one price when you get in the queue at the beginning and there's another price at the end once you've waited a few hours. And so it's like this whole argument, like Wendy's. I remember we spoke ages ago, and they were like, well, at dinner times and lunch times, we're going to increase the price because it's increased demand from customers. It's like, no. And there was a huge backlash. So some companies can do it, some companies can't, but
it annoys me when any company does it, when Uber does it.
Yeah.
I understand the concept, but it's really annoying.
But it's like Pilates classes. If you go during the day, maybe like 10 to 3, when most people are at work and not going to Pilates, you get a cheaper price.
Actually, it's even like the tube over here. There's off-peak pricing.
Yeah. So it does happen. And some people it's great for and others it's not.
So is the problem that when people joined the queue, it was a price, and then 2 hours later, the same tickets were more expensive?
Yeah.
But that is always
so
going to happen.
kind of,
Is this a new thing they've just introduced?
Well, they're saying we don't do it. And it's like, well, you do. So it's kind of like, and also that's unfair if someone sees one price. So anyway, they're just being investigated, and I honestly think like after the whole Taylor Swift saga, now Oasis, it's like
Good
you
luck
just
out
need to
there.
be a bit careful, Ticketmaster. Also,
You should send them a letter, Vic.
I know I should. Maybe we should start our own company.
Vic for president.
Few last things before we wrap up. Samsonite, the luggage company. Yeah. So they are looking.
Sorry.
Yes.
I was just going to say, I think this is one of those companies I would look at and say there's a lot of competition that's evolved in the last couple of years, from away bags to this and that. Samsonite used to be the number one.
Do you have a Samsonite or do you have an away?
Yeah, I've got a Samsonite, but it's just because I had it from ages ago.
Yeah.
I'm not loyal to that brand at all. I way prefer the away bags.
Yeah, the away bags are way nicer.
I actually must say if I see someone with a really cool luggage or suitcase.
Yeah.
It's so hot, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've got my annoying thing that's
And you see
missing a
someone
wheel.
running with
and
like
I'm
a million bags. And then
Yeah.
Anyway, so Samsonite is a Hong Kong company. It's listed on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. And earlier this year, it had a takeover offer from a private company to buy it off the stock exchange because it wasn't doing too well. But now that fell through, and it is now looking at shifting its listing to the US. So in Hong Kong, there's only a certain number of people that can invest in the Hong Kong market. You know, you've got a certain number of investors. You go to the US, it really opens things up in terms of like who can invest in it. For them, it's a strategy to like get more interest. Therefore, hopefully the share price will increase. But at the end of the day, the company has to be doing well to make the share price increase. But it's looking at a dual listing, so Hong Kong and US, which is expensive in itself because you're paying to list on another stock exchange. But many companies do it.
We don't really ever talk about the Hong Kong Stock Exchange.
No,
I'd love to talk about that more.
It's just so hard to invest in.
Well, you can't on like DIY platforms.
Nah, because it's like there's just so many rules and regulations investing in China and in India and places like that don't have, I guess, what you'd call westernized stock exchanges. It's just a bit harder. And so I remember the previous company I worked for, it was like really hard to even as a corporate to invest over there.
Right. Does that impact?
But you can do it through ETF. So that's like you're investing in a US ETF that then invests in Hong Kong Chinese companies. So that would be the easiest way to do it. The Paralympics ended on Sunday. So this always happens after the Olympics. So you've got the Summer Olympics, then the Summer Paralympics, Winter Olympics, Winter Paralympics. Well, there's 45% of athletes in the Paralympics are female this year, which is up from about 42% in 2020.
Amazing.
And remember, there was 50%, there was equality in the Olympics. So the fact that the Paralympics is nearly there is really, really great as well. And the whole economic impact of the entire game, so Paralympics and Olympics, is expected to boost the French economy by about $10 billion. So
amazing.
yeah,
That's
it's
so
very
cool.
exciting. Let's finally finish on your financial flex self. Boom.
Everyone should experience first class at least once in their lives, and Annie shouldn't miss out just because she can't afford it. Help me, I'm poor.
Oh, no. I don't think I've got
It's
one
like,
this
but
week.
Can you put stuff in? Because here
I
you go.
know, I know. I returned 2 things this week that I bought online.
Nice.
A backpack that I didn't really like, and some sheets that I bought that no longer, well, they don't.
Limoncello.
I bought the wrong sheets.
No.
And that is a huge win for me because,
Yeah, nice.
and I'm not saying free money, girl math. I just am normally really bad at that, and I felt so proud of myself.
Nice.
What about you?
Mine's my Line Pass. So good. £35 for a month of unlimited. Well, not unlimited.
On your
but-
line bike.
Yeah.
That's so cheap.
So cheap. And just every time I
Unlimited?
write, no, sorry, I take that back. It's 400
That's still a lot of
400
minutes.
minutes or something. I know. It's like, it's more than enough. And my other one is, I hope nobody knows what Pilates studio I go to, but I've just been getting these recurring intro offers.
From where?
I'm not going to say.
Can you tell me
obviously.
offline? I would love to know
And
this.
I'm like, stoked. They don't actually know.
Is it happening at the same studio?
Yeah. So I'm getting this like deal. But please, no one, please
Oh
don't blow
my
my
God,
cover.
please. If you want to know, message us. And Vic, tell me offline.
No, I can't.
Oh no, because then it won't. Yeah.
No. That's just.
I'm really happy for you. Well done.
Thank you.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice,
yeah,
nice,
okay.
nice.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Thank you so much for listening to The Curve Weekly. Make sure you hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with all the money, biz and stock market news. And if you like what you heard, we would love a review. Thank you.
Yes, we would love a review. But if you
Only
did
the
hate
one.
it, please, don't leave one if you hate it. No, but in all seriousness, could you please leave a review? Because it really helps other people find our cute little podcast.
And we hope you have a good week and see you next Monday.
Bye. Bye.
Sweet. Yeah. See you next Tuesday. Lol. See you next Tuesday. I mean Monday.
No, actually, though, new episodes out every Tuesday.